Hey, beautiful people. My name is Kristen. I am really happy to have you by my channel. I have a Dollar Tree. I have one random summer bag and then several books. So if you're just wanting to see the summer things quickly, these are all, of course, $1. I've got this lovely mat. I thought I could put that in the center of my table, to put the salt and pepper and all that kind of good stuff on. Here's a 99-cent tray that I can also kind of put in the center or use to, hold, the share tray with the olives and the cheese. And we do a lot of that all year, but particularly in the summer. And then I thought this was super cute. I'm sorry about the glare, but it says, "Hello, sweet summer." And it's got the lemons, limes, and watermelon, and it's totally plastic. Totally can take it on the deck and in the yard and not worry about glass breaking, any of that kind of good stuff. And then such bright colors. I just was so excited. There was like 4 main things. It was like flamingos and fruit and all kinds of, here's the Hello Sweet Summer towel that matches. So these are, at 99 cents, these do not hold up all that great. But to be perfectly honest, I have learned that tea towels don't hold up very great in my house between animals and humans, and everybody seems to grab them for everything from, using them as pot holders or, to do projects or rags. So we go through tea towels a lot. So I've just learned not to spend a whole lot on tea towels, and these are fun and bright and festive, and I love them. So I'm ready to show you the books. So I even had the woman at the checkout counter want to go back on her break and see if there was another one, and I think there was. But the first one was this book called Shadows. It's Susie Lee, and it's basically like a children's book that is talking about, this girl who goes around creating shadow stories. And I just thought this would be a fun book to use like at a camp or a retreat or for a lesson. And I don't think there's even hardly any words in it. But it's just that story of imagination. And I just love that. And for $1, I can totally make that work. There's also this children's book that I picked up on world history. And it's written like an encyclopedia with the pictures and the top facts of each area, and it goes through the order, because I can never remember the order that the history happened in. It's like, okay, I'm kind of got a general idea of what happened in the Industrial Revolution or the Renaissance or medieval, but I have a hard time remembering even what order things happened. I know that's terrible. It's like, at least I know World War I happened before 2. But anyway, I just thought that would be a fun thing just to flip through, maybe not memorize or read it word for word the whole time, but that's the kind of learning that I like to do or freshen up on or whatever. And then I also picked up this middle grade book, Midnight Arcade, Play Your Way Adventure. So this is a choose your own adventure, but it's based on a video game story. And I just thought that was so clever. And I also like to do this in groups, if there's a small group, we're having bedtime stories or whatnot with my teenagers, and just kind of read it and then let everybody vote on which page we're going to turn to next, kind of thing. I don't know. I have 2 grown boys who still love video games, and it would be a fun thing to have conversation even with them. So on to the more serious adult books. This one, it's white, it's blowing out a little on the camera. It's called In the Shadow of Statues. It's by Mitch Landrieu. He was the mayor in New Orleans, and he wrestled with taking down some of the Confederate statues, which was, of course, a big controversy in recent history. And it's just his perspective of what he went through and struggled and was feeling and thinking. And I just thought it would be a good, I have no idea if I will agree or disagree necessarily with the perspectives, but regardless, it's good to know other perspectives or even to have reassurance on your own. So I just thought that would be a fun nonfiction kind of memoir read. I'm not sure, this one might be young adult too. Romeo and What's Her Name. And so I think this was um, a book where she was the understudy for Juliet, and she wanted to be part of the drama theater and hang out with the kids and the cool kids and do all that, but she never wanted to actually be Juliet, if you will. You know, she wanted to be part of that scene. And then, of course, the lead actress falls ill or has an accident or something or can't perform. And so now she actually has to step up. And, of course, she thinks Romeo's, you know, the attractive boy. So now it's like that angsty teenage. I don't know. I thought it might be a fun February read anyway for $1, y'all. Next one, Picture Me Gone, Meg Rossoff, I guess. Yeah, it says it's a National Book Award finalist, although I'm not quite sure what book award or how that works out. Says Mila has an exceptional talent for reading a room, sensing hidden facts, unspoken emotions, and clues that can often be overlooked. Her father's best friend goes missing from an upstate New York home, and her father travels from London to try to find him. She collects information about his friend Matthew from belongings and from his wife and from the dog he left and the ghosts of the past, piecing together the story everyone else has missed. So she's, you know, sleuthing. It's probably got some unbelievable, like, home detectives. I usually have a hard time believing because so much information is so guarded and, like, the common person is not going to easily have access to it. But I like to suspend my disbelief and just kind of enjoy the story. This one, what's this one called? My Brother's Shadow, Monica Schroeder. This is one of those Nazi... Oh, no, it's not World War II. It's World War I. See, I am getting my World Wars mixed up. Berlin, World War I. Germany's torn, so it is set in Germany. So it's a 16-year-old whose family's divided. Father has died in war. The brother is still missing. His mother is a socialist. And so he comes back, and I think there's a romance involved where he is falling in love with a Jewish girl. So there's just, it sounds like, you know, an interesting drama around war. Anne Frank diary. Or what was the one, The Book Thief? Kind of has those kind of vibes as I was reading the cover and the first few. And then this book actually is kind of smashed and wasn't in perfect shape, but it was the only copy, and for $1 I'm willing to go with that. The Night Stages, because I think this was one of the ones that I thought I was most interested in, and it's got a $27 resale value on it. It's in Ireland in the 40s and 50s. An English woman's been living in the Ireland region as a pilot, and then she leaves her lover and goes back to New York, and she finds out that there has been the disappearance of a younger brother that is tied to Ireland and back to the guy that she was involved with. You go back to a troubled childhood and tragedy that separated them from family. Anyway, Ireland, mystery, family angst sounded like up my alley, and I like the cover too. So there you go. So those were 8 books that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I still spent less than like $20 total on my summer fun and books. So it's a deal. Definitely get to your money's worth at the Dollar Tree. If you've picked up some new summer things, there's lots of like gardening, there's 4th of July, you know, there's all these kind of things. So if you want to leave a comment for me to look for those things, or for other people, other viewers to check them out, please leave that below. If you see anything that you want to pick up at your Dollar Tree, also drop me a comment below. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. Happy reading and shopping.